Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Bullet Spin Shop. Today I'll be telling you the more evidence I have found of researching on my unofficial theory FFP1979. And I think I may have gotten better and more evidence that could prove this theory is actually law. Please like and subscribe as that would be phenomenal. Now let's get into the video. My first evidence is the masks seen in the FNAF 4 minigames. These masks are most likely the same ones as we see in the Help Wanted DLC Curse of Dreadbear. And since we do know these events might have happened around the same time, this makes these masks actually important to talk about. Now, how do these masks actually suggest that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opened in 1979? Well, these masks clearly look like the FNAF 1 animatronics, don't they? But we do know, or the most of the FNAF community can agree on, that these animatronics were the first versions of the animatronics. So it won't make sense how FNAF 1 animatronics are being represented here and not the Wizards. This suggests that there were more than just the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location, which made the one in 1979. Another evidence could be Valve saying that the animatronics are vintage ones in the FNAF 1 timeline. I don't know. Obviously referring to these characters. Calling them vintage obviously suggests that these animatronics have been used before, and since we don't have a use for them yet, it could perfectly fit that they were at a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location before any of our lovely other pizzerias. Another thing that Valve famously says is the quote that basically says that these animatronics were made 20 years ago. Now, I think that FNAF 1 takes place in 1998. But I do know that many other people don't believe that, but I believe it for several other reasons, which you can look in my FNAF 2 video. Now, minusing 20 from 1998 is 1978. Which is not what I believe the pizzeria opens in. Now, people may think that the theory is false and uses as counter evidence, but I don't think so, because we know that Valve usually rounds things up, so I can assure you that that doesn't matter. Another evidence about masks is that in the Help Wanted 2, we see the protagonist, probably Cassie's dad, open a treasure chest and a FNAF 1 body mask appears. Firstly confirming that the FNAF 4 masks are FNAF 1 masks, as Cassie's dad is most likely the bully. There's also another banker evidence. In the Paxa Studios, there's this image of what looks to be Foxy from FNAF 1. How do I know this? Well, I can see that there are freckles on his mouth and he has a divider from his nose to his mouth. Something that Foxy doesn't have, but FNAF 1 Foxy does. The final evidence I have is not the best evidence, however it is still interesting to see. In Ruin, we see a Fredbear and Friends lunchbox, which Cassie's dad owns, which would obviously imply this lunchbox to be in the early 80s. This would say that they were popular and were at the same time, or even more popular than the Fredbear's Family Diner that existed in the same time, implying that they might have existed in the late 70s, like 1979. But I do know this is not very good evidence. However, the rest of the evidence heavily suggests that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has been open since 1979, or FFP 1979 as I will call it now, from now on. Now, if you still don't understand this video and what even FFP1979 is, please watch the other ones, which are Freddy and the Gang was Springlocks, here's why, and Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opened in 1979. Here's why. These evidences could also imply the fact that the Unwizards don't exist at all, which I don't believe. This is from the fact that all the evidence here is saying that there were FNAF 1 designs, so maybe all the evidence may not be about FFP1979. But since this does disrupt any evidence of FFP1979, which has to exist, I just think that the unvidence existed at some point. I'll make a theory on this next week, hopefully. So take this as a teaser to that video, but for now, I think these evidence are not as big as my first video on this topic, so check that one. Well, that's it. This can seriously change the law a lot, so this needs to be taken seriously. However, what do you think of this video? Please leave a comment for your opinion while I'm blabbling stuff to you guys. But I fully believe that FFP1979 is a very serious theory. Besides from, Bullet Springtrap is off for the day.